Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all healthy and safe at home. So, in the previous lecture, we had seen how to find the potential function corresponding to a conservative vector field, and we had done an example related to the same. Now, let us see that example once again. Okay, we are asked to find the integral over Cf dot dr. Okay, and the variation was from -1, 0 to 3, 4, right? This was the endpoints, and we did the example by finding the potential function and using theorem 9.9.2. Now we can do the same problem in a different manner. That is, if you look at the endpoints, if you choose the line y is equal to x plus 1, okay, then this line is a curve which passes through these points, right? Why? Because if x is -1, y is 0. If x is 3, y is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. So these points are satisfied by this equation. So we can say that y is equal to x plus 1 is a path between these 2 points, right? From -1, 0 to 3, 4. So since we have found out that f is conservative, the integral is path independent. So what we are going to do is we are going to show how to do the same problem in a different manner. That is, if we are able to find the equation or the path which moves from point A to point B, then what we'll do is we will just substitute this value in the given equation. We are given y square minus 6xy plus 6 dx plus 2xy minus 3x square minus 2y dy. Now y is equal to x plus 1 is a path. So what we are going to do is we are going to substitute the value of y in this expression and obtain this expression only in terms of x. If y, also note one thing, if y is x plus 1, then what will be dy, that is derivative of this will be dx plus 0, that is dx itself. So we'll substitute that value also instead of dy. So that is, the integral will be, we are taking only x, so the variation of x is from -1 to 3. So integral over c will become integral -1 to 3 x plus 1 whole square minus 6x into x plus 1 plus 6 into dx plus 2x into x plus 1 minus 3x square minus 2 into x plus 1. Wherever there was y, we substituted it by x plus 1 and dy was replaced by dx. So you can open this bracket and the reduced form will be minus 6x square minus 4x plus 5. All other terms gets cancelled. So this will be our final expression. We just have to integrate it. It is a simple value. What do we have to do? What is the integration of this term? This is minus 6x raised to 3 by 3. That is 3 and 6 gets cancelled. So it will be minus 2x cube minus again 2x square plus 5x, varying from -1 to 3. So you can verify that the value will be the same. That is, it will be minus 52 itself, which is same as the value which we obtained by using the previous method. So this is just another way of solving the problem. That is, if by just looking at the points A and B, if we can determine what will be, or if we can determine a path which moves from point A to B, then if f is proved to be conservative, then we can easily find the integral. That is, we won't be needing to determine the potential function. So these are two methods in which you can solve the problem when we are asked to find the integral, line integral. Now we'll move on to the final portion of this section. That is, we are going to discuss about what is the conservative vector field in 3 space. So till now we were dealing with just 2 axes, that is 2D space, that is x and y axis. So here we are considering the 3-dimensional space. So everything is related and everything is same. So we just are recalling the things again. That is, the first thing is, for a three-dimensional conservative vector field, f of xyz equal to p of xyz I plus q of xyz j plus r of xyz k. This is the vector field, and if it is conservative, and a piecewise smooth space curve r of t is equal to x of t I plus y of t j plus z of t k, where t varies from a to b. The basic form and all is same, that is integral over c f dot dr, if given that f is conservative, right? So integral over c f dot dr will be equal to integral over c grade phi dot dr, where phi is a potential function corresponding to f, and that value will be equal to phi of b minus phi of a. This was the first theorem that we had seen in case of 2 space. So this is the same thing in case of 3 space also. That is, if the space is, if the vector field is conservative, then integral is phi of b minus phi of a, where phi is the potential function. Now again, if the c is a space curve, the line integral over c f dot dr is independent of the path whenever the three-dimensional vector field is conservative. This was another theorem that we had seen in case of two-dimensional, that is, the integral is path independent whenever the field is conservative. So here f will be of the form pi plus qj plus rk. Next is about the checking of the conservativeness of a vector field. That is, if f is conservative and p, q and r are continuous and have continuous first partial derivatives in some open region of the 3 space, then dou p by dou y is equal to dou q by dou x, dou p by dou z is equal to dou r by dou x, and dou q by dou z is equal to dou r by dou y. And conversely also, if the above inequalities hold throughout an appropriate region of the 3 space, then the field is conservative. So if these equations are satisfied, we can say that our given field is conservative. That is, dou p by dou y is equal to dou q by dou x, dou p by dou z is equal to dou r by dou x, and dou q by dou z is equal to dou r by dou y. So these equations you have to keep it in your mind to check whether the given field is conservative or not. Now next, we will these are the theorems, these are the 3 theorems which we had studied in case of 2 space. The similar thing holds for conservative vector field in 3 space also. The only difference is that there will be 2 more equations which has to be satisfied. That is, dou p by dou y is dou q by dou x, dou p by dou z is equal to dou r by dou x, and dou q by dou z is equal to dou r by dou y. So these are the 3 equations which must be satisfied. Now next, once we know that the field is conservative, again the question that comes in our mind is how to find the potential function phi of a conservative vector field, right? The last thing we had seen was that we can check whether the field is conservative or not. So once the field is conservative, we must be able to find the potential function, right? So how can we do that? So these are again step-by-step process. So first what we have to do is we have to equate p is equal to dou phi by dou x, q is equal to dou phi by dou y, and r is equal to dou phi by dou z. We had seen this, right? The same process as that of 2 space. Then what we do, first we will integrate dou phi by dou x with respect to x, and we'll obtain phi. When we integrate dou phi by dou x, we'll obtain phi, but the constant here will be in terms of y and z. That is, we'll get a function g of y comma z. That will be a function of y and z. Next what we do is we'll partially differentiate this obtained phi, okay, and we obtain we'll partially differentiate it with respect to y, and we'll obtain the term dou g by dou y in it, okay, because g is a function of y and z. So when we partially differentiate, again we'll take dou g by dou y. In case of 2 space it was g dash, but here it will be dou g by dou y. The next thing which we have to do is we have to compare the obtained value with dou phi by dou y, that is q. So we got an expression here in terms of dou g by dou y, and we'll compare it with q, and from there we'll obtain the expression of g. And note one thing, in the expression of g there will be a term of h of z, okay, because g was a function of y and z. Then in the next step, what we'll do is we'll substitute again this value in the expression of phi. We had obtained phi in the second step in this, and in that phi was in terms of g of y comma z. There we will substitute this value of g, and then the expression of phi will contain the function h of z. So what we'll do, we will, in the next step, what we'll do is we will partially differentiate the obtained expression with respect to z, okay, and we will get h dash of z. Here there will be only the normal derivative, we won't consider the partial one because h is a function of z only, okay. So partially differentiate the obtained expression with respect to z, and we will get h dash of z. Then what we'll do is we'll compare the value or the expression that we have obtained with dou phi by dou z, which is nothing but r, okay, and we'll compare it, and by integrating it we'll obtain the value of h of z. And once we know the value of h of z, what we'll do is we will substitute the value in the first expression which we had got in the second step. So this is a step-by-step process. There is a bunch of same step which is repeated again in case of 3 space, that is there in 2 space we had only p and q. Here there is a term called r also, so we'll have a function g of y comma z. So we'll find what is g, and once we find what is g, there will be an expression or there will be a function of h of z, and then we'll have to find h of z, and finally we'll substitute the value and obtain the expression phi. So just keep these steps in mind. It is similar to that of the calculating the potential function of a conservative vector field in 2 space, except that you have to find 2 functions g and h. So just keep these steps in mind. We shall do the problem in the related to the same in the next lecture. That's it. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.